fortunately, or to some unfortunately, you know, some of the leaders that have been given responsibility over the country, I'm not just talking about the presidency, I'm talking about even MCAs, have not been able to capture, you know, what the country needs to lead it to the place where it needs to be, and have ended up messing up the resources that this country had been, you know, given by God. But we have good leaders in this country, that I can tell you. Great brains, great minds that can take this great nation and are taking this nation to a different level. And those are the people that we want to celebrate so very much. Great. A lot of things happening. There was talks about, remember last week we mentioned a little bit about ODM and what was happening within the ODM. Shortly after, they call him Jacom, Raila Odinga was forced to have a crisis meeting because people were baying for the blood of Edwin Sifuna and even daring him to step aside, but Raila came to his defense. And then the other thing is, right now we have, you know, a presidential candidate who is also a musician, Kigame, who's going to court, wants to initiate private prosecution of some of the senior security officers in this country over the killing of over 100 Gen Zs during the protests. How is this going to go? Let's find out. I have Matthew Wasonga with me in the studio. We were waiting for Sankara. Let's hope he's going to make it. But we're going to start off. Wasonga, how was your week? I believe you had a beautiful week.
Yeah, thank you, Fred, for having me. My week have been good. We thank God. Yeah, you know, above everything, as long as you are healthy and you are good to go, you have a 101 reason to be happy and to celebrate. I
didn't see you during the Jacom's meeting. I didn't see you at the ODM meeting, the crisis meeting.
I told you the other time on Friday that I think it was the other Friday that I'm no longer that active with this broad-based government thing.
Yes, yes.
Because when I look at it and I don't see anything new coming out of it. It is just the same things going round and round.
Yes.
The crisis meeting was expected.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
yes.
we are expecting it, and it did happen. Yeah.
Your friend Edwin Sifuna seems to be undergoing, you know, taking a lot of hits from some of the people who probably should not be beating him, but he's taking a lot of hit.
You know, Sifuna, as I said last Friday, that one thing I admire about Sifuna is that he's one leader that has maintained his stand. You know, from the word go, when Sifuna supported Raila Amolo Odinga,
yes,
and they joined the Azimio as the Secretary General of ODM, he made it clear that he's not supporting the leadership of President William Ruto.
Yes.
And as that, Sifuna has maintained his stand. Okay? So when ODM and UDA signed that MOU, he made say that I was here as my capacity as the Secretary General of that, you know, they fight him. But even if you ask them, why are you fighting Sifuna? They will now start and having some very many issues that are not realistic. Because if you look at the issues raised by Sifuna, they are valid issues that any leader should question the government. And even some of these issues raised by Sifuna, even Raila himself says that this is not our stand as ODM party. Remember, ODM party has been fighting for the human right. Raila Amolo Odinga has fought for the human right for the longest time. So when now the ODM party, the government is doing what the ODM party doesn't believe in, then it's only take a good leader like Sifuna to question such act.
And Sifuna has been doing an amazing job.
Exactly.
I mean, he's been highlighting some of the things and telling these guys that you need you need to go back to what you believed in. You need to fight for what you believed in from the very beginning. And he keeps on saying this is what ODM stood for. So we need to go back to what ODM stood for. And it's been very interesting to see some of the people who've been fighting him.
Yes.
When he stood together with, you know, the rest of the crew, the rest of the crew kind of looked uncomfortable standing there with him.
Yes.
Yes.
Why were they looking so much uncomfortable? Because they know whatever Sifuna is saying,
Yes.
Sifuna is not behaving like a psychophant. And this psychophancy they are doing, when now Sifuna start to speak his mind, then now it will be like, we'll be trying to expose them and say that this guy anataka kutunyang'anya nyama yenye already iko kwa mdomo. Now that is why the fight is there. But Fred, we will all agree that if you look at some of the issues raised by Sifuna, they are very, very valid issues. We cannot sit in a country whereby we have extrajudicial killing and we now decided to keep quiet simply because we are in government. Now, it's so surprising. Let me tell you one thing, Fred. Yes. It was so surprising that those leaders who are now against, you know, sometimes as a leader you should have a stand and always stand by what you believe in is right. When there was some kind of police brutality in Kondele, that is in 2023, we saw these leaders were coming out to condemn. Okay?
Yes.
They were even, when Rigathi Gachagua says that those who are in demonstrating does not deserve any kind of police protection. That was very wrong as a leader. But now we have the kind of leader that today I will only support something when it's favoring me. When police are coming at my door, then I will say the police are not good. When they are at my neighbor's door, then they say they are doing a very good job. That is something that we should not encourage.
One of the things that you can call a master stroke by Raila Odinga,
yes,
forming that, you know, a joint UDA ODM
yes,
group to basically look at the implementation of the memorandum that they signed. Because I think there was disquiet developing within ODM.
Yes.
And disquiet also developing within UDA.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they were saying, we are supposed to be one, but these guys keep on throwing stones at us. We are supposed to be one, but there are things we agreed on, but you're not doing. So it's a master stroke from Raila Odinga because that calms down the nerves of both sides. I
think what Raila did was Raila was just coming to cool down the situation. But when Sifuna raised that this is what we agreed on, if we have an agreement between me and you, Fred, and to sometimes I feel that you are not fulfilling our agreement or doing things that we agreed on, it is only good that I question why we agreed on this, why are you not doing as we agreed. So I think what ought to have happened is that the UDA should have come out to say that whatever Sifuna is raising, this is what we've agreed on, this is what we did. Okay, on the MOU, we said there will be no police brutality, there will be no abduction of anybody opposing the government. Is it happening? Yes, it's still happening. We can see people being abducted every now and then. When you try to say something about the government, then the Subari boys will come after you. Okay? We have the right to demonstrate. The police has the right to protect both the demonstrators and those who are not demonstrating. It is not the duty of the police to protect the goons. Neither is it the duty of the business community to protect their business. That responsibility simply lies with the police. So when we say we are going out to vote, what the police will ask us, give us the framework. When are you going to start?
When people are going to demonstrate.
To demonstrate. The police will now just ask us to, what is your framework? Where are you going to start? From what point to what point? Give us security. Do you have enough security? Yes. So it is the duty of the police to protect the businesses and the demonstrators, but not to shoot the demonstrators. You hear the president saying that you can shoot them on the leg. Is it the responsibility of the police? No. If you are going to protect, if someone if there is a goon trying to invade the demonstrations, it is the duty of the police to arrest that goon, not to kill them. And that is what Sifuna is saying. Stop killing these youths. So to some extent,
are we likely to see, as a result of the group that was formed, are we likely to see a change in the way the government handles things, because ODM is such a vital part of President William Ruto's 2027 re-election plan?
As it is now, ODM will possibly work with President William Ruto even in 2027 general election.
Do you think the president is going to adjust? I mean, when it comes to the abduction, are we going to see a an end to the same now that this group has been formed?
I don't think we are going to see an end to anything. This group that has been formed, there will be nothing so much impactful coming out of it. It is just like the many dialogues that we've had in this country, but we're still going back to the same situation. This group, the main purpose of forming this group is just to try to calm everything situation and make a working environment good for President William Ruto, and say that there is some kind of unity within the ODM party and the UDA party, which I don't think there is. Okay, there are so many, a lot of noises coming out of from both sides. If you listen, not only are we talking of Sifuna of ODM, look at what Boni Alwale is doing on the UDA side. Boni Alwale is also not comfortable with what the UDA guys are doing. Okay, and you know, Boni Alwale is not even does not even side with the Rigathi Gachagua team. It's like an independent mind, just like Sifuna. He doesn't agree with Rigathi, neither does he agree with this broad-based government pact. So I think there is quite of noises coming from both the broad-based government, questioning how they are going to operate the operation within the government. So if the president now, it is upon the president now to come and try to work and see that whatever we say and whatever we do are the same thing. But you know our president. Whatever he says and whatever he does sometimes are just two different things, all the same. And you know, the president can tell you one thing.
Where is Orengo in all this?
Orengo has been missing in actions. And even myself, I'm asking, where is he? Even the resident of Siaya doesn't know where Orengo is. The last time I heard of him was, I don't know, was in June.
I saw him at a function during when Eugene Wamalwa was introducing his wife to the party.
The DAP party?
Yes.
That was when?
Actually, early this week.
Early this week?
Yes, and my memory serves me right.
Did he even speak?
He was mentioned as a party official.
Of the DAP?
Yes.
Hey, Fred, that's a very big surprise, because the last time I saw Orengo, I don't know when, because this guy has mastered the appearing and disappearing tactics. So he's just missing in action. Yes. In fact, I was talking to some guys, even the resident of CI are asking where is our governor. They even petitioned the county government of CI to know the whereabouts of the governor. So it's like Orengo, majority of people does not know where Orengo is. Yes.
That's a very, you know, I kept on asking.
Yes.
Because when Eugene Wamalwa's wife, which is the first time I've seen him, and probably
even me,
majority of people have never even seen her, which was good. I mean, it's good that you bring your family, people know your status, whether you're married or not, whether you're a family man or not. When he brought her, she mentioned him, James Orengo, the governor of Siaya, as either the party deputy leader or...
No, the party deputy leader is Wamunyinyi.
No, he holds an office in that party. He holds an office. I will play you that clip. He was mentioned as an official of DAP, and I thought, what? I've not seen him for a very long time. So I was wondering, okay, he's now in this, and for some time he's not been sitting pretty in ODM.
Yeah, you know, Orengo, for the records, Orengo are some of the people that who are not happy with the arrangement between UDA and ODM party. And they are the first people that were against all this arrangement. In fact, he was so loud on it. And I remember one day he told the ODM guys a statement that did not sit pretty well with the ODM family. That the fact that we are in government does not mean that we won't oversight the government or criticize the government. And he also make a point that we don't need to beg for any favor from the government.
Which is true.
Which is true. Any Kenyans, any region does not need to have a favor. We need to have a government that is for everybody, provided you are within the boundaries of the Republic of Kenya and even abroad. A government that take care of every citizen. So when Orengo questioned that, this statement did not sit well with our time to eat guys, you know, in ODM.
Yes.
And we all know what happens. So at that point, that is the point whereby Orengo decided to go missing in action.
Yes.
And only as you said, I'm hearing it for the first time that Orengo was seen somewhere in
in
a DAPK meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So,
mentioned as an official.
Yes, and mentioned as an official. So maybe let's wait for things to unveil. So maybe in the near future, it will come out and say when he decided to come back the full force of Jim, whom we know, maybe we'll make it official and say now I'm a member of the DAPK party, because Orengo is one guy we know that does not keep quiet, and even we are wondering why is he so quiet.
Yeah, he's so quiet.
Yes, but that is unlikely of him.
Yes.
Yes. So
and you're saying Sankara is here already. Sankara, where do you come from? You don't come from Siaya, are you? Or are you one of the people who are looking for Orengo?
No, I come from Bungoma County.
Well, Moses Wetangula's
Moses Wetangula's home ground. And now Tim Wanyonyi's.
Tim Wanyonyi's?
Yeah.
Tim Wanyonyi is going for the gubernatorial position there.
Yeah, he's now going for the gubernatorial position in Bungoma.
And where Wetangula's what position is he going to go for? Or he's still going to go for senator?
Okay, that's now the question on everyone's lips in Bungoma, because for the first time now we don't know what our kingpin is going for, because he has already said that he will be supporting President William Ruto in 2027.
But and we are sure he's not likely to become the deputy president.
Yes.
And he has to vie for at least a position, so that should things go south,
at least he can have something as a fallback plan. Yes. Because in Western, the politics are shifting. Is going to be a new balance of politics, because new leaders are emerging. Because you can see the rise of Edwin Sifuna, George Natembea. But Sifuna is not
going to bolt, is he? I don't think he will bolt from ODM.
No, he won't bolt from ODM, but he will consolidate the Luhya vote, both in Western and here in Nairobi. And again, you see the rise of Natembea.
Yes.
You see, Natembea is now the people's darling back there.
Yes.
Even the party leader of DAPK, Eugene Wamalwa, is not sitting pretty. Because the members are demanding that he now steps down for George Natembea.
From his party?
No, the party belongs to the people. And now the people
it's not the people who registered the party by now. Because it is Eugene who registered the party. In Kenya, the party never belongs to the people. The party has its owners. You cannot tell the owner of you cannot tell Raila Odinga to step aside from ODM. Yes. The party belongs to him.
No, okay, you can't.
But you know.
On paper, you can.
You see,
but on ground,
Eugene Wamalwa was invited into the party, as even if you remember back then, after the attempted Ford Kenya coup, the faction that lost the coup formed a party, and this party, they named it DAPK. So Eugene Wamalwa was still back then a cabinet secretary. So once the elections were over and the Uhuru regime ended, the caretaker, the person who was now sitting in as the party leader, Wafula Wamunyinyi, stepped down to become the deputy party leader, and Eugene Wamalwa was brought in as the party leader because he showed that he has the national face. But now the people who now want him out and then to bring in Natembea are the same people who brought him in. Now they feel that he's not performing as they would have wished.
He was introducing, I don't know whether you saw that, he was introducing his wife to the party as a member now, officially as a member of the party just the other day.
Yes.
Did you see that? Because I was telling Wasonga that James Orengo was there and he was introduced as a member of the party.
I think maybe it was from the historical background point of view, because Ford Kenya, after Jaramogi had formed Ford together with the likes of Matiba, after they split into Ford Asili and Ford Kenya. This Ford Kenya faction is the one which had the likes of Wamalwa Kijana, James
But
Orengo.
he was introduced as a member of DAPK.
A current one.
Yes.
Okay, maybe.
So,
unless because maybe, you know, political banter, yes. They can say that, okay, the way people always say that Ruto is a member of ODM because he never revoked his membership.
Yes.
So they say that member 001 is so and so, member 002, especially the founding people. So you know their membership numbers are up there. So when they mention them, they are mentioned among among the founder members. So they remain to be members for life.
You know, you brought up that aspect of leadership within, you know, DAPK, and I know right now there's a jostling going on within the opposition, yes, as they try to establish or position themselves for who is going to go against President William Ruto in 2027. If you see the papers today, you will notice that jostling being mentioned.
Yes.
People are not sitting. There are some people who are not sitting very pretty. True. In the sense that they kind of feel, as you can see, nomination headache for opposition. They are wondering, okay, who is going to be the it? Because it looks like Wamunyoro has run away as the leader
the
of
de
facto leader of the opposition.
Yeah.
But ideally,
he's not.
Yes, because we still have Matiang'i who's gone completely quiet.
I think for once I want to disagree with my brother Sankara on Sifuna. Sifuna come from Kandui constituency, is it?
Yes.
In Bungoma, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
A very strong Bukusu man.
Yes.
Sifuna does not even control Bungoma County. He failed.
That was
very
then.
terribly.
That was then.
Let me ask you a question. Sifuna has been the Secretary General of ODM party for a record 8 years.
Yes.
He has overseen 2 general elections as the SG of the ODM party. In the 2 general elections, how many MPs from Bungoma County or MCAs were elected on an ODM ticket? You will know that in the entire Western Kenya, the entire Mulembe nation, it's only Bungoma that does not support Raila Amolo Odinga, ever. Okay? Bungoma County listened to Moses Wetangula, to the last man. Wetangula will always give direction on which side the Bungoma County will not go. So, if my brother Sankara says that Sifuna will now try to bring some kind of new leadership in Kenya, then I think that one you're lying to our brother Sifuna. I know Sifuna can manage Nairobi.
Yes.
Because apparently Nairobi is more cosmopolitan.
Yes.
Anybody who has got as strong leaders and you have ideology, everybody can listen to you because Nairobi is not for a particular community. That one can happen. But as for Western, the Western equation within the forces of the Western and the leadership of Western, Sifuna is not even in the equation. And even today, even in 2027, he can decide to go and vie in Kandui, he will still be defeated unless he decided to run on a Ford Kenya ticket. But on ODM ticket, he won't make it. I'm telling you here. Okay? So
he's only, what you're saying,
he's only relevant in Nairobi. Out of Nairobi, Sifuna will not go anywhere. And now he can only be in Nairobi now to shape himself into that kind of a national leader. From Nairobi, let him go to national politics and not go back to Kandui because he will be so much disappointed. He cannot fight the Western Kenya people. You cannot place where, when we talk of Western leaders, Sifuna is not even popular in Western. Eugene Wamalwa can do better in Western than Sifuna. Truth be told.
Okay.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you, Fred, let us not lie to ourselves. Then let Sifuna vie in Kandui constituency in 2027 and let's see if he will make it. He will not. Because I know Bungoma has not been an opposition. Just like in Kakamega County, you cannot say ODM will vie in Malava constituency and win and on ODM ticket. You'll be lying to ourselves. So that's a fact that are always been there. These are things that are always happening. So we cannot like, Sifuna is a good leader. And being the senator of Nairobi has really propelled him and nurtured him politically. Okay? So he can only do well here in Nairobi. Let him stick to that.
Yes.
But let him not engage himself on the Western Kenyan politics. He will fail terribly. Now, talking of the united opposition, I know my brother Sankara want to reply, but maybe he will.
Yes.
You know, if you talk at the united opposition,
maybe before you go to the, let me hear a rejoinder from him.
Yes.
Well, you know, politics is local, and politics is always about the persuasion you have on the masses at that time.
Yes.
You know, you can say that Sifuna is not popular today because in 2017 he lost the Kandui parliamentary seat.
Yes.
But you know, Wetangula's word was low in 2017. Okay, in 2017 he was not as strong, but in 2022, after he had been pushed out of the Senate minority seat, that's when the sympathy for him grew. And now
for Wetangula.
Yeah, for Wetangula. And he became now a de facto leader of Bungoma. The people now were sympathetic to his cause. But right now, Wetangula is not as popular as he used to be. New leaders are emerging, and I just gave you an example of Sifuna. Because Sifuna has been shown to be someone who has a stand, and whatever he's saying is resonating with the people. It always depends on who is singing the tune of the people. What do the people want to hear from their leaders? Whoever leader sings that will always have the following of the people. The way Gachagua was nothing in 2017, but right now,
He's a force to
He's a force to reckon because he's singing the tune of the people, the language which the people want to hear. And right now in Western Kenya, the people who are talking the language which the people want to hear are two: Edwin Sifuna and George Natembeya. They are the foremost sons of the people. They are the ones who people are looking up to. So if even you can say Mudavadi is there, Oparanya is there, Eugene Wamalo is there, Wetangula is there, but where are the people? That's now the question which you need to ask yourself.
Okay, the united opposition, as you know, Kenyans politicians always like to play with our leaders. To an extent, now we believe that Gachagua is a good leader, something that I don't believe in. Okay? If you look at what Gachagua is saying and what he's doing, Gachagua is not a good leader. Gachagua, you know, you can be a leader, right? But what we need in this country, and I like what you said when we are starting this show, that there are some good leaders. Fred, what we need in this country is not good leaders. We need patriotic leaders. Something that Gachagua does not have completely. How can you be a leader who positions himself as a potential presidential candidate? You go to the US, collect some few Kenyans, and tell them not even to invest back in your country, back where you want to lead as a president. Then you come and tell us that you have the interest of the people at heart. Who are you lying to, my friend? Or does this guy think that Kenyans are all fools and stupid in one way or the other? How do you go into another land instead of even encouraging these people? Now let us go back and build our country. Everything you have, let us go back and bring the investment. You talk of youth unemployment, but instead of even inviting these people that have already some kind of investment to invest back in the country so that we can create more job opportunities for the people and for the youth, you are telling them that don't invest anywhere in the country, but instead you are asking them to contribute to your own pocket in the name of funding your own political party. It is so ridiculous. And that's why I don't believe to someone like Rigathi Gachagua, and this is an individual that I don't even want to discuss or even to talk about, because wherever I talk about Rigathi Gachagua, you think that maybe we are lack of options in this country, when in the real sense we have so many patriotic Kenyans.
Let's talk about patriotic Kenyans.
Yes.
Now. From the people right now the people who've come forth.
Yes.
If you were to choose a presidential candidate,
yes.
I mean, whether they have declared they will vie or not.
Yes.
If you are to nominate a presidential candidate, in terms of somebody who really has country at heart, who would you vote for?
Okay, Fred, choosing leaders, it's not always just about what you want. We have so many candidates. We have those who have unquestionable characters. They have no scandals. But again,
mention them.
Okay, we have people like, you see, like David Maraga, someone like Okiya Omtata. They are excellent Kenyans, but we must remember that choosing a leader is a purely political process. So this political process involves mobilization of votes.
As in, if the situation, if the ground was equal for all.
Yeah.
As in whether Maraga, Omtata, all these guys, who would you be safe? Who would you feel safe having at the helm of the country?
Okay, for myself, I'll be very safe with David Maraga, because this country, we have a problem of the rule of law. So I want someone at the helm who will lead the country in obeying the constitution, because at the moment, our constitution is the most progressive one. It's been touted that as even among the best in the world. So we already have a strong constitution. What we need is someone who will lead us in following the constitution. Because, Fred, all the systemic problems that we have in Kenya emanate from us not following the constitution. Things like corruption, which is eating away the wealth of the nation, can just be tamed by people following the constitution. All this, like now the economic problems, we have them because the constitution is not being followed. Public spending is being effected without even following the law. And that's why we have no infrastructure. Our education system is in shambles. The health sector is in shambles. It's because the law is not being followed. So if I can get someone at the helm whose sole responsibility will be to create a team that will ensure that there is fidelity to the constitution and the laws of the country are being followed, I'll be very safe with that person.
Maraga would be your...
Yeah, for myself is my ideal candidate, but politics are a different ballgame. Yeah.
I will go with what Sankara says for two reasons. If you look at Maraga, if I have David Maraga and Natembea ticket, I will vote for them. In fact, I will even give them my vote so that they can keep it safe. So that amid the argument and everything, Alan will not convince me to vote for President William Ruto. Because of one. And also I would love to add to the list of the shortlisted possible presidential candidate, Fred Matiang'i. For this reason. One, if you look at Maraga, this is a man. Now that we are in the premises of a church, Maragwa is a God-fearing candidate. You remember, Maragwa is a strong Seventh-day Adventist. And going back, there was a time that he was to oversee over a case court. I think it was a presidential case on a Saturday. He said, I will not sit until it is 6 in the evening, according to the Seventh-day Doctrine. And actually, he was listening to the case after 6. That's when now they sit down at the Supreme Court. Now this tell you that this is a man of his own stand. Maraga made a history as the first Chief Justice to overturn a presidential election and said this thing was not done the way it should be. So this one can tell you that this is a man that respects the rule of law. And this guy that will rule and govern the country the way it should be. Look at someone like Okiya Omtata. Okiya Omtata is one of the best human rights defenders we have in this country. This is the only person who sees a sense for our government to make public our public debt. So that the Kenyans can know what are we paying for? How much have we paid? You know, even today as we sit here, Fred, all we know that we hold some debt to some country like China and other World Bank and others. But you know, we don't know.
Of over 11 trillion.
And the 11 trillion, it has always been 11 trillion for the last 10 years. It has always been 11 trillion. Even in 2032, it will still be 11 trillion. So we don't know how much have we paid, how much is the balance, and what are we even paying for? But we are just being told, you know, Fred, I know you've always borrowed some cash from even your bank or the SACCO. Yes. But at least you know you cannot borrow 1 million and every month, every year, it's still $1 million. My friend, this thing you are paying. Every year, every financial year, there's allocation to pay debt.
I see you've been listening to Jimmy Wanjigi a lot.
Exactly, and also add Jimmy Wanjigi to the list. At least now we have 4 Kenyans. I'm talking of a patriotic Kenyans that can lead this nation. Someone that can take accountability and responsibility for this nation. Not some few individuals that are filled with hunger and hatred and trying to position themselves as a national leader. Not someone who thinks about themselves that if it is not me, then it doesn't have to be anybody else. It's only me who can do it better. If today we can have only those 4 on the ballot. And I want to disagree with Sankara saying that electing a leader is political. No, it is not. Who are the politicians? We, the people of Kenya. What we need to tell Kenyans is just, for someone like me and Sankara and Fred, that we always being grateful for the opportunity. We only need to use this opportunity and this platform and to tell Kenyans, guys, this is what you know is wrong and this is what right. So we have given you the privilege either to choose. Either you continue, do what is wrong, or you do the right thing by choosing those patriotic leaders. If you look at this broad-based, and that's why I've always made it clear that I don't subscribe to either of them. Look at the broad-based and the united opposition. They are just the same people, Fred. Okay? What is the difference between Kalonzo Musyoka and Professor Kindiki? Nothing. What is the difference between Ruto and Gachagua? What is the difference between Gachagua and Raila? What Gachagua is doing to the Ruto's president is the exact thing Raila did. What Gachagua is saying today as the impeached deputy president, as the exact thing Ruto said when he was sidelined as the deputy president during Uhuru's regime. And Fred Matiang'i was even given some responsibility. So what is the difference between these 2 leaders? It's only the 4 leaders that we've said are giving Kenyans some kind of hope. Okay? The only problem I have with Fred Matiang'i is that during his tenure as a CS, he somehow disobeyed so many court orders. So,
but he to his defense, Matiang'i went to Parliament and told Parliament, the Security Committee, and he told them, and he was talking about Tokio Mtata. Talking about a clique of civil society guys and judges. A guy who goes into court and within 5 minutes he's gotten orders which people take forever to get.
Yeah, okay, you know.
as we are bringing this down, because I think we need to touch on something that's so sensitive that happened. There's a group of ex-military. They call themselves FBI. And they've been saying that they're telling Kenyans, don't be afraid of police. They are against police brutality. That's something that sends shivers down your spine, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Because, you know, Fred, we live in a republic, a constitutional democracy, whereby we are entitled to be electing leaders every 5 years, and they form government, which is the sole custodian of our security. So our security is in the hands of our government. But now the moment you see private individuals purporting to say that they will now be offering security to citizens is something that should worry us all. Because that's how militias are formed. If you look at the history of all revolutions, even in Haiti, they started as just like this. Individuals decide to arm themselves against the state, a certain area, and then it moves into a fully equipped operation. So, you know, people like Osoi, they want to sow the discord and now bring people to arming themselves. Because when you say that now the state has failed to protect Kenyans, now we can now arm ourselves. And these are not just individuals, they are people who've handled who have been trained, and they have been trained by the government. They know how to handle the military gear. They also have the ability to train others. So it can have a multiplier effect, and something like that should be discouraged, because it does not bring about the stability of the state. Sometimes we can be taking things for granted, but at the end of the day, when the state collapses, and now it becomes, it affects everyone.
So we have to keep within the law.
Yes.
Your short comments on the same.
I think, in this country, we are only happy and disagreeing happily and freely because of the peace and democracy we enjoy in this country. And we should not take our disagreement overboard. What those three gentlemen were doing, the security apparatus in this country, and are happy that they have been arrested. They should just be dealt with the better way it would be.
Yes.
Okay? The security apparatus in this country, the Ministry of Interior, the Defense Ministry, should not allow such kind of things, even whether it will be political. This is sometime whereby I want to advise leaders now to block their ears from any noise from the public and do what they think is right for the nation and not for an individual. Because such kind of things, we don't want to go the IT way.
Yeah.
When a hit started, it always started like that. But you can't imagine, and taking into account that we are going to the next general election in 2 years. So I think for this, the government just close your ears and deal with these things the way it should be. Yeah, that one we can't encourage, Fred.
Yeah. All right, with that, we've got to bring down the curtains on the show. By the way, we need to pray for this country. When you start seeing this kind of things happening, you get concerned, because on one side you see goons that are working with police officers. On the other side, you see goons who are fighting against the police officers. Then you have some ex-military guys coming to say that we are going to protect you. No, there is a constitutional way that things are supposed to be done. We are for the country, not for people who are dividing this country. All right? You do what you got to do. Just do it right and along the Constitution. We are looking for leaders to take this country to where it's supposed to be. Do have yourself a lovely morning. Take care.